would like to talk about the best dressed episode, specifically this couple that you have on the screen. I have very strong dislikes about her outfit and how I'm not one to question anybody's relationship. That's not my place. I'm single. I don't have any sorts of relationships whatsoever. However, in my mind and with the logic that I have, it is not when you go out with your woman and when you go out with your man, y'all represent each other. Not only do y'all represent each other, but y'all represent yourselves.
Okay.
And I personally feel as though that if you're going out with your woman or what have you, she should not be dressing like that, and you should not be okay with her dressing like that. Like, yes, you want your woman to look nice so you can admire her and everything like that. However, there's ways to go about it that don't involve that promiscuity.
Okay, so to give context of what she's talking about, I'm gonna play it again so everybody can see what she's talking about. And if you guys want to speak on this subject, please raise your hand. Okay. All right. So Monet is basically stating she doesn't approve of the outfit the girl was wearing. We later on in the video find out that the reason why her pants are like that, that's how the skirt is. The skirt is built to have shorts underneath the skirt. They're attached, right? So that's what they're saying is a part of the style of the skirt. Here we go. Now, if you guys have a counter argument or you guys disagree or you believe that this was appropriate, now is the time. Raise your hands. Now, Smiley, you were saying that you disagree with Monet. You don't mind this outfit. Why do you feel like this outfit is okay for the shorty to wear?
Because I feel like, I feel like at the end of the day, if he's okay with it, then it's fine. Now if he says something about it, then okay, but it don't seem like he had a problem with it.
Okay.
So if the man okay with it, if he like it, I love it. That was my whole point, basically.
Okay. So you wouldn't have a problem if you and your girl went out and her panties were basically showing to the whole world as you guys are just going.
Now, me personally, yeah, I have a problem with it. It just depends on the particular man. Like, if he don't see no problem with it, then I guess, but that's just him. But for me personally, oh nah, you got to change. You need to wear something a lot more modest for me, personally. We both do, as men and women, because men could wear revealing stuff too, or like thirst trappy type of clothing, on both
Okay.
sides. So it
Okay.
just depends on the person.
Anybody else got something to say? You guys are all up here. You can mute and talk.
Anyone else want to go?
Okay. Go first.
With me?
Good.
Oh yeah. So, well, I definitely agree with what Monet and Molly was saying. I personally would have a problem with that. And, however, I think from a different perspective, what if she was dressed like that from the beginning of their relationship?
Okay.
And because of that, he knew what he was getting into when he agreed to become his, when they came together in their relationship. So even though I personally would have a problem with it, what if he's okay with that because he knew what he was getting into from the beginning?
Okay. So to give you more context on this couple that is here, he was 48. He was 48 and she was 26. So he's a 48. This is a 48-year-old man, and the girl he's with is a 26-year-old woman. And Meech, you said I can't hear it. It's low. Is my microphone low, or is it the video's low? Because if my microphone's low, I can turn it up. Let me know.
I hear you just fine.
Okay.
He might have to turn up the volume in his stream on the Discord.
Yeah, he might have.
Okay. So yeah. So for context, this girl is 26. This man is 48. They dress up how you get them. I would expect a girl of her age to be dressing recklessly like this in this generation. But hey man, I have my opinion on it. Y'all talk about it, but he was perfectly fine with how she dressed. Hey man.
Yeah, that's basically what I was saying. Because he knew what he was getting into when he agreed to be with someone her age dressed like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why he was okay with it, to the point where he went on the public platform and allowed her to dress like that.
Okay. Anybody else got an opinion on it?
Yes, I wanted to say something.
Okay, so
Hello?
we'll have Goddess talk, then we'll have Remy go next.
Okay. Yeah, so I was gonna say that I feel like for me personally it's quite revealing, and as a married woman, I personally wouldn't dress in that way because I feel like it's showing a lack of respect, not just myself, but also towards my husband. That's just how I feel about it. I feel as if everyone has their right to express themselves, right? And they have their own choice to wear what they want. But I just feel like there's a time and place for certain things. And I agreed with Monet on the fact that it was just too much going on. And I felt like she was lacking a sense of dignity and self-respect. And I respectfully disagree with you, Smiley, about it. Yes, maybe he is okay or comfortable with that, and that's their relationship, so they have a right to whatever works for them. But, I can only speak for myself, and how I feel is that I just didn't think that was appropriate, and I just didn't like. I thought it was tasteless. So that's all that I wanted to say.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
My fault, Chris.
Oh,
Remy was supposed to go first.
No, Chris is cool. No, it's totally cool because I'm doing something actually at the moment, so he can definitely go.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? King of the Queen City. What's up with y'all? I want to say this. Yes, awesome. I want to say this. That's why when you get married to a woman, that's why you must lead her. And I disagree with the guy that said, "Oh, well, this guy knew what he was getting himself into," right? Well, that's why you don't make that particular woman your woman. Why would you make a woman that's not going to listen to you your woman? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm. Are you asking him?
That would be my actual question. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. L Dragon, I think he's
I
asking. He's asking L Dragon a question.
What was the question?
Yeah. My question is, you said that this guy knew what he was getting himself into, right? Well,
possibly.
Why would you make that woman your woman if she's not going to listen to you, right? Why would you do that? If you tell this woman, "Hey, I think you need to dress this way," and she's not listening to you, why would you continue to deal with this woman?
But my thing is, how do you know that he's telling her how to dress? Because 9 times out of 10 that because men are visual, he was attracted to that thing, and because he was attracted to that thing, he wouldn't want her to change how she looks, and which I disagree with in a sense, because just because that thing attracted me to you doesn't mean that that's going to keep me.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that's definitely the case. I'm just saying it's a possibility because, like I just said, men are visual, and the thing that they look at is what she's wearing. So that's probably what's the case for him. He probably saw that and was like, "Oh, I gotta have her, and I want her to wear this." But do I think it's right? Do I agree with that? Absolutely not. I personally would not let someone who I was with wear that, even if I was attracted to that from the beginning.
Okay.
But that's probably his case. That's why I use the word possibility because we can't use words like absolute, always, or definitely because there's always exceptions to the rule.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And to give a little bit more context, they said that this is the outfit that they wear. They like to go to casinos and they like to bar hop. So he allows her to dress like that. He wants her to be comfortable because they do a lot of dancing when they go bar hopping and to casinos and stuff like that. So yeah, take that with context how you will.
Yeah.
All right, Remy.
Okay, I loved L Dragon's response. I think that's very insightful. To start off, I would like to say yes. A lot of times, I don't think the question relates as to whether he thinks it's okay because they're on the show. So, in a sense, yeah, he agreed to be on here and be seen with her in this light. So, whatever confidence level he has is his own choices. But as far as me critiquing her as another woman, I just feel like to a certain extent, what we deem as sexy in this society is skewed. A lot of the general public feel like less is more when it comes to what you have on. And I think maybe she just has a misguided form of what she might feel is sexy. Because if she got some of her outfit from Fashion Nova, if you've been on Fashion Nova, it's literally hundreds of pages of different outfits you can select and things. And for you to put on an outfit that is extremely provocative to the point where you're comfortable, wearing a skirt or a skort because it has shorts attached at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
You're comfortable wearing that to the point where it looks like panties on a public platform says a lot about your character. And I would say it also puts, even if the man is comfortable, you still put your man at risk in public. The more provocative you're dressed, like you guys made a point in the video to say that with alcohol-induced environments, a lot of men testosterone feel like they want to try it. They might not know you're together, and that puts you in a position to be jeopardized. And also, as a woman, how do you feel safe? I personally have learned my lessons wearing certain things, not necessarily as provocative as this, but just having certain outfits on where men will prejudge you and your intentions when you're outside, and then you're stuck defending yourself in a situation and you get asked questions like, well, why you got that on if you don't want me to talk to you? That's why, if any of you guys are familiar with Muslim cultures, a lot of the women are covered head to toe because usually men are visual creatures and they are going to go for the thing that they're attracted to, and you don't want to be disrespected based on what you wear. So that's my only thing.
Okay. Anybody else want to talk on this topic?
Yeah. Hi. I've never been here before, but
welcome in.
Welcome.
All I have to say is that I feel like reality is I feel like she didn't respect herself, or he didn't respect her or himself enough for her to come on there like that. Like, it looks like she has her underwear out, her whole butt cheek is out. Like, it's crazy work coming on a TV show like that, coming on YouTube where there's going to be a platform of a lot of people seeing you and you looking like that. Crazy. But I mean, it's kind of this generation. I feel like it's kind of what you expect in this generation. So I'm not surprised by it, but I still think that it was weird. Okay. It was weird. But the fact that they go to like casinos and bars and stuff like that, it kind of does, I guess, fit their vibe or whatever. Or yeah, so it makes sense. So it's understandable, but I still don't think it was right. But it's understandable. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. And to give more context on this couple, they met through an online dating app. So, Yeah, the more context you learn about the couple, it will shape a lot of things. But Meech, go ahead, talk your talk, man.
Yeah, they met on the that app where young ladies do look for older guys.
Right.
What was it? I
It's
forgot
like
what it's called.
it's
But
like
yeah,
Bumble or something
Monet
like that.
was right
Yeah,
about that. Huh?
it was like Bumble or something like that.
Yeah. That yeah. But yeah, I wanna know, did she wore that before? Did she know how short that was, or they was just like, oh, we're gonna be on the show and packing stuff up, and then he seen that? Cause honestly, yeah, that was not it.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't it. He should, and low key, he should have like told her like, nah, don't, cause the second outfit she was covered up, right? Like, I
Uh,
think that's the outfit they go to casinos with, when she had the long dress or whatever
this
with
is
the
the
wedges.
this is their second outfit that they came out in.
Yeah, that's the one they said they go to the casinos and everything with, but yeah, that wasn't it. I think everybody kind of touched up on it, so I don't want to, you know, drag it out.
Right.
So we can like go to the next subject. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, anybody else got anything they want to share about this subject before we move on?
I can just jump in here
Yeah.
real quick and just say a quick piece. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are kind of looking at him as far as like the way she dressed, how you allow your woman to wear that type of stuff, et cetera, which I mean, I kind of get it to a point, but then I don't, because now in this climate, in this culture, what I mean, when you have women, when they get together and they defend other women's behavior, let women and let them do what they do, it kind of brings to my attention, or make me question, well, how much can he say to her? Because again, if he met her and she was dressing kind of like outlandish like that, then there's a part of it that he liked, and so
Mm-hmm.
there's a part of it that he's gonna want to see. But at the same time, some people can start off, kind of slow and take it to a greater place. So I don't know. I mean, the outfit was much. I mean, the boots is that was crazy work. It reminded me of some Power Rangers, Mastodon, saber tooth tiger boot, whatever that she was wearing. That was
Right.
crazy work. But but I mean, again, my point being is, how much could he really say to her, when a lot of the time the women are, at the end of the day, they want to do what they want to do, and they don't want to be held to any restraints or stuff like that. So that could turn into a whole other situation, an argument, or her being combative or something like that. It shouldn't be that way, but in today's climate, a lot of women just want to do what they want to do. So, and this is the product of it. So
Okay.
that's my quick piece on that.
Okay. That is a good question though. To the ladies in here, uh, at what point, what are men allowed to give input on when it comes to how women dress? At what is like the
Every,
threshold, or everything? Okay, talk your talk. She said everything.
um, I feel
Everything.
like everything. I feel like there's a respectful way to address everything, because as women, we address everything that men wear, look, height, features, everything. We have an opinion about everything when it comes to the partner that we want. They got to fit this category, they got to have this. So expect the same in return. Don't dish it if you can't take it. Personally, the men that I date, if we're going out and they like, oh, that's kind of, I'll be like, all right, options or whatever. You can't, but there's a tasteful way to do it. There's a respectful way. You can't just be like, oh, you look like a H, or you dress like this, or you know what I mean? I don't like your hair, change it. Like, that's demeaning. But if it's your husband and you have a marital home, his input definitely matters. Like, this is the head of the household. What are you doing?
Okay.
I put on
And
the
to
hijab if he asked me to. So
Okay. Talk
it
your
just
talk.
depends.
But
and to add
but
on that, go ahead. No, you could talk.
no, no, you could talk. I'm sorry.
And to add on that, um, it's just like we shouldn't even have to ask, because the level of respect that should be there in relationships between a man and a woman, it's not there anymore, which is sad to see. But it like, it shouldn't get to the point where if I'm wearing a dress or what have you, and it is a little too revealing, or it's going to draw the wrong kind of attention, and my man tells me, hey, like, I think you should change, like, this isn't necessarily, like, you look good in it, but like, this isn't necessarily something everybody should see, or this doesn't really work for you, I shouldn't get offended by that. Because he sees things excuse me sorry, he sees things that I don't. He knows how men look at women. He sees a whole bunch of other things. Men are naturally observative, so they're going to see a lot of things that I'm not going to see. And it's just like, if I don't allow him to man how he's supposed to man, what's the point of me womening? If I'm being since we got to use that lingo for people to
got to use that thing.
Understand.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah, you got a valid point, and I feel like, but I totally want to ask y'all like this question, like Monet, Remy, and like Goddess or whoever feel like they want to jump in on this. Like, do y'all feel like that's kind of controlling though? If like he tell y'all like, hey, don't wear this, or like, or like, how do
Absolutely
y'all
not.
Answer to
you,
that.
you don't
I
think
say
so?
absolutely not. I deal with very healthy masculine men. I feel like there is a sense of leadership. What people sometimes dictate as control is leadership. If I'm trusting you to guide me in every other aspect of our relationship, how I look and present myself to the public is included in that. I don't get to exclude certain things, and it's not a Lego built relationship. It encompasses everything. So no, it just depends on like your delivery. So that's just my.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
I was gonna.
Yeah. Go ahead, Goddess.
I was just gonna say there's a difference between like being controlling and just valuing their opinion. I can speak from experience. Me and my husband, we like to match certain times, So if we're going out, sometimes he'll ask me like, hey, does this look good? And sometimes be like, well, I think these shoes would go better with this outfit, right? It's not necessarily being controlling, but it's just a matter of your opinion and what you think will look best when you step out, because I'm really big about presentation and how you carry yourself. So when we step out, it's like we're kind of representing each other in a way, because you want, like I said, you want to have that respect for your partner, and at the same time you want to stay true to your creativity, but you just got to make sure you compromise and keep it in a good manner. You know what I mean? So it's not always necessarily like controlling, but just a matter of, okay, well, what do you think of this? And at the end of the day, it's still up to you if you want to tweak it the way they suggest, or if you want to keep it the way you have it.
Yeah, and that's good that y'all could take like real criticism and understand the difference between somebody criticizing you or just, taking advice from people, and that's good. I'm proud of y'all for that.
Okay, so
Yeah, and it goes by.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes they'll say the same to me. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I really like your, the way you have your natural hair out today versus, if I wanted to wear a wig or something like that." So I like to take into his consideration also, because you still want to please your partner and make them happy too, but it's a way to go about it.
Okay, so
So can I just quickly just kind of wanted to ask this or throw this question to the ladies in here. So is it that would a man that you're dating or a boyfriend be able to have that same type of input on what you wear, or would he have to be your fiance or husband in order for you to really adhere to that type of input?
Anyone that I'm giving and dedicating and committing my time to, whether it's, I mean, before you get married, you have to practice. So it's like, yeah, it still falls in line. If I have respect for your opinion, I value your opinion, then I value it whether we tie the knot or not. Tie the knot or have not. I have male friends that have opinions that I value, and we're completely platonic. So if that answers your question.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we ain't even going to get married if we are at this point. So yeah.
Mm.
All right, so
Can I say something?
What? What?
You got it, Chris.
Oh, I just want to say to the guys, this. Listen, when a woman sees value in you, she's going to follow your lead. So anytime a woman says that, oh, you're being controlling, that means she doesn't see value in you as a man. She doesn't see value in what you have. So just some discernment there. So when a actual woman likes you and actually values you, she's not going to see that as more controlling. She's going to see that as valuable because you're bringing value into her life. That's it, really.
Okay. So Steppa NYC and Nitro, I know you guys had something you guys wanted to see, so I'm gonna move everybody down so you guys can say y'all piece so we can wrap this segment up and move on to the next subject that you guys feel. So Steppa and Nitro, go ahead and Alex, can you bring Nitro back up here, please?
Oh.
Move people down. Go ahead, Steppa.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was just basically agreeing what the girls said. I was just basically agreeing what everyone said about the girl not dressing, about the dress and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Just want to agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's valid. Nitro.
What's happening?
How you feeling?
Yeah, how I feel about that whole dress up stuff, because I know I brought it up in the Flock Talk comment section or topic section, sorry. But the ladies of our Flock Talk have touched on a lot of my points. But as a man, right, you're stepping out, right? You want to look like you're together for the most part. And if I'm in the house getting ready with my woman to step out the house and I see her wearing something like that, I'm asking, yo, where do you think you're going like that? Because it's a respect thing. Like some people have said, you're a representation of me, you're a representation of yourself, right? So if you're going outside like that, who you're disrespecting yourself, or you're disrespecting me, right? And for that, I think Remy had said they were what was mentioned they're going to bars and casinos and stuff. What kind of people hang out at those establishments, right? Get a few drinks, get a little tipsy, not be about their wits, not too sober.
Right.
Yeah, that's why one of the judges said that guy looks like he was about to get into a fight, and he didn't address it all the way, but he looked at him and said, "You look like you're about to get into a fight," because that guy was dressed pretty well. But with that age gap comes difficulties, comes a lot of misunderstandings. You might not want to push. Maybe you're having a midlife crisis and you want a young girl or whatever the case might be. And I'm not saying midlife crisis in a bad way, because he can be attracted to who he wants to be attracted to. But he has a curvy woman on his arm wearing something really short for her. Wear something a little longer. Wear a non-see-through type of tights or something. And just be presentable, right? It's not like you're going out alone and with friends that you're going to go pick up somebody, right? Be respectful, right? And respect the relationship. Right? If you're letting your lady go like that, as a man, I don't respect the relationship, because that means I can go and do what I want to do. Right? If I don't address it. Right? If she goes on like that, that means she can go and do what she wants to do because she doesn't respect it. So both sides got to take that accountability and ask the questions that need to be asked. Like, yo, are we really going out, or we trying to be, swingers?
Right. Okay. No, that's valid, Nitro. Nitro, since you're the last one to speak, you're actually going to get to start the next topic. But before we start the next topic, I am going to go through and read some of the YouTube chat because YouTube has been neglected. First off,
I've been in the chat.
Yeah. First off, shout out to Zeus Titan for the 50 bomb. We always appreciate you, Zeus, the sponsor. Also, shout out to you, Nitro, for that $20 bomb. We appreciate it. And Zeus with another $20 bomb. So Zeus and Nitro are our natural sponsors of the 2G1A. Shout out to Nate Samadi for $7.77. 777. Shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate you. We always appreciate the people that donate and support the channel and support the content. Let's read some of these comments that got left by. Alnisa said, I don't think that a man intends on marrying her or furthering their relationship. I can't see a man with the intentions of marrying doing that. That relationship is only a placeholder in my opinion. And that was in relation to allowing the young lady to dress like that. Shanti said, men should never. Okay, we're going to assume it's never because she typed ever, but we're going to assume it's never. Men should never feel the need to lead their wife or girlfriend, in my opinion. A woman should already have a good head on her shoulders and a sense of self. I cannot see myself with someone who needs teaching. Okay. That conversation can go one of both ways because it depends on like the tone or perspective that you're saying it from, but I can get what you're trying to say. Valencia said, y'all love to blame the new generation. We saw y'all grandparents in the Freaknik. That...
Valencia.
Yo, that's diabolical. That is diabolical.
Gosh,
Is she lying? No.
She's not lying. She's not lying. But just brought out loud, right? So
oh my gosh.
Miracle Home said, I feel like most brands like Fashion Nova try to boost up this idea of sex sells. If it ain't giving a man the look back effect, most wouldn't be chosen. That's very true. Me and Alex actually had a conversation about it on the Pop the Balloon that we just dropped. Because the lady was wearing a dress on Fashion Nova and the dress cupped under her breast had a midsection open and then the sides were see-through. And then it was a super short dress. And I was asking, I'm like, what is the point of all this clothing? If like, when did we start making clothing that it's basically lingerie and we don't have a difference between that? But, we also got, Kai Mobley stated, Valencia also stated, outfits aside, they were probably the most normal acting couple on that episode, took the critique and kept moving. That's very true. Some of those couples did not know how to take criticism. Kai Mobley said, exactly, a lot of women take it as we as men are trying to tell them to dress like nuns. You can still be sexy yet respectful at the same time. That is very true. There is a thing called having something that is alluring in appearance, but not overly sexualizing it. There's a big difference. You can have a dress that complements your shape without it stopping underneath your butt cheeks. You get what I'm saying? There's dresses that are covered everything and they still look good even while covered. So I agree with that 100%. So let's get on to the next subject. Nitro, do you have a subject that you would like to talk about that you had on your mind?
actually, it was another Pop the Balloon.
Okay.
The one episode 5 with Jordan B.
Okay. Jordan Bennett Pop the Balloon.
There was two guys on there, but one of the guys that had the glasses that had it said I believe his movie was on Tubi.
The first contestant.
Yeah, and I think was he the one? No, one of them had the feet argument with the lady.
Yeah, he was. I think the third, the one that wore the two beans.
What's good, y'all?
Okay, so that guy, not the first guy. Then that guy that was arguing with the lady about the feet.
Okay, so what about it?
He's probably number 4 then.
No, what I was saying was it was just more so how you had brought up during the reaction that when certain ladies point out certain flaws in men without being aware of their own flaws,
Mm-hmm.
and you were saying like, yo, men can go there right? And we hold back most of the time on certain things.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
Just to be respectful and cordial. Yeah, that's that. So more of that atmosphere I wanted to talk about. And I was like, when it happened, it was crazy.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give people context. So we did a pop the balloon this week. The link to the Discord doesn't work. Okay, Alex, go to the top.
I'm fixing it now.
All right, we're gonna get it fixed so
yeah,
people can join. So in the Jordan B pop the balloon, there was a content creator that came out. He was the last one, and he was actually a streamer, and he's a very young streamer, and he ended up having a few back and forths with some of the girls on there. And in the video, I said this. I said women nowadays get comfortable in the aspect of they feel like they are able to say or sling insults, and they're so comfortable with when they sling the insults that the guys don't shoot the insults back nowadays. And so the reality is, guys, if guys got into insult arguments the way that women dish it out towards men and other women, if guys did it how we do it to other guys, a lot of these videos would be going viral, because men, when we get into these situations where we want to start disrespecting people, men take it to a whole new level. Like I pointed out, for example, there was 2 streamers that were beefing with each other on social media, and one streamer said something, a comment that the other one didn't like, and he proceeded to go into that streamer's Instagram and saw all the list of like family members that had died in this streamer's family. And he proceeded to on air just start going, that's why your mom's dead. That's why your sister's dead. That's why blah, blah, blah is dead. That go get them back, go dig her up. And so my question is, if, based off of what Nitro said, if men started responding and giving the insults and the heat that they take from women, do we feel like women these days in this day and age would be able to handle it? That's my question for y'all. If we went to a point where all the feedback and criticisms that men take nowadays started happening, and men started dishing it back out the same animosity, do we feel like women these days would be able to handle what these men would dish out? So everybody raise your hand. Nitro, if you want to talk first, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so it's not, so thank you for asking the question, because that's what I wanted to ask on this topic, is how the women or whoever else might feel on it, because I feel like that can open up a gate for some discussion right there.
Okay. All right. If you're done, Nitro, we're gonna move you down. I'm gonna bring up 3 at a time just so we can start having a little bit more movement and people can actually get their point across. So I'm bringing up 3 at a time. All right, so we're gonna have Bear Claw first, Chris second, Poetical third. So Bear Claw, how do you feel? What do you think?
Hey, good evening, y'all.
How
y'all doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good. I came in the tail end of the last subject, so I came right on time as y'all was starting this. My response is, as men, we're taught to suck it up, right? Be gentlemen. Don't go back and forth with a woman. I think one of the things my mama taught me, don't go back and forth with a woman. So I feel like if we did it, because the dude was going, he was going off, and you couldn't really get mad at him because, they came at him, so it was a fair warning shot. But I feel like if that happened on every single episode, I don't think it would be good for the culture. We want to do it. We want to clap back. But you want to be a gentleman at the same time. And in some see, it shows restraint. And it's a good thing, especially for women too. When a guy says something that's a little rude and he's throwing the first shot and she holds back, it shows that she's a lady. It shows that she doesn't have to go low if he goes low. So with any man or woman, it's a good thing to hold back. So it's a very great trait. But I think if men did it more, it would be bad for the culture. It definitely would be bad for the culture. Because, once in a while you got women that call men who clap back zesty or, sassy.
Okay.
And, and that can be kind of bad as well. So I don't think it would be good for the culture, personally.
Okay. Chris, you up next.
Me personally, I don't take what women say, because women say stuff out of emotion.
Okay.
Guys got to remember that women say stuff out of emotion. And truthfully, to be honest with you, the only opinion that matters is my own opinion about me.
Okay.
So there's a woman that could say, and I'm not going to care because it's all what I think about myself. So there really is no need to talk back, argue with women, because it all comes back to you. It all comes back to how you think about yourself, because if you let a woman get you off course, basically what you're basically saying to that woman, you don't like you. Because if you like you, I don't care what anybody says.
Okay.
It's about you. It's about how you feel about yourself.
Okay. All right, that's valid, Chris. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Poetical, how you feel, man?
I understand where Chris is coming from, but there's a part where I disagree. I mean, in this, the way things is now with social media and everything, people want to get a viral moment. So this whole thing of, women, and as we've seen many times on many different pop the balloons, women will stand there and dissect the dude, say all type of stuff. You short, this, that, and she gets to go down the list and pretty much just kind of roast this guy. And we're supposed to take the high road, and we should. But at the same point, it gets to a point where a person is standing there in your face, saying stuff about you and dissecting you, and then it gets to a point. At that point, if a man comes back and he says something back, now he's being labeled as sassy. Well, as a man, am I just supposed to stand there and let you roast me and turn me into a viral moment because the digital blueprint doesn't disappear? Like, this stuff just keeps going on and on, and it can turn into a negative highlight for the guy that's there being roasted. So it's kind of like, you got to be able to, as a man, I got to be able to say something to defend myself. It's not to go back at the woman and just say something disrespectful, but it's only like that line. You can only say so much before you have to answer back to it, because you can't just stand there and keep getting roasted. Like, that's not cool. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And like I said, we see a lot on these pop the balloons where women are just, they're going at these guys, shoes, height, size, whatever. They're having a free for all, just dissecting these dude. And again, sometimes they're gonna have to learn that they say that to the wrong dude, like the young dude in the video. And when the guy starts clapping back, it's a whole nother issue now. He's sassy, he's this. No, well, you came for somebody, so you should kind of expect there to be a reaction. And I mean, that's how I feel about that.
Okay. Chris, did you want to respond, or?
My response is this: we as men have to not be reactionary to whatever anybody says to us. And I get it; they're doing that for a moment. But once again, it all comes back to you and how you think about yourself. So if they're talking about your shoes, what I would do in that situation, I would say to the woman, listen, these are the greatest shoes that will walk into your life and change your life. But you just miss your opportunity. Okay. See how I handled that situation? It wasn't negative, because that's how I think about myself.
Okay.
They talked about my shoes. They talked about my shirt. Okay. Well, I could see that you're trying to picture me without my shirt off or something like that. I don't know, but it's all how you think about yourself. It all comes back to you, brother. That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you both. Let's bring up the next three. Okay. Miles, we're going to let you talk first since you're a new speaker up here, and then we'll go to Remy and then Monet. If Monet doesn't accept, then we'll bring up Smiley. So Miles,
All
the
right,
question.
welcome, Miles.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. We're saying welcome, Miles, and do you need the question again, or do you remember the question?
Oh no, I'm here. I heard it all. Yeah, I just joined in.
Got you.
Man, this is my second time back from last Flock Talk. I seemed to ruffle some feathers off the last episode, so that was I loved it. So I love the comments. So yeah, the more ruffle feathers makes me happy. So I'm good
that's
there.
how it be. Hey.
Man, yeah. Man, this is a great topic. For me personally, I love it. I'm a stand-up comedian, so I don't live in the same world as most guys. I clap back, and but women, they know that I'm a comedian, so they don't try. When you're a professional comedian and roasting is part of your game, that's what it is, you know. But as far as the average person, if I could be honest, you know, when I was a kid, when I was like 4, I remember I got roasted by some girls. And I remember it hurt me so bad. They were so mean to me. And I ran home. And I remember getting roasted again by none other than my mother. And I was like, wow, you're really mean, Mom. Like, you're kind of rude. And she was like, okay, I am. So what are you going to do about it? And then that's when I decided to become a comedian. And I never let anyone talk down on me. I never let anyone talk bad about me. If you hit me with something hard, it better be funny. But I'm going to come with something even funnier. You're Thor, I'm Thanos. Just one little snap and I'm gonna get you.
Okay.
And it's okay because I'm gonna make you laugh too. So, but as far as the average guys, hey, look, man, if you can't, you know, take the heat, get out the kitchen. As far as the ladies go, same thing. You can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. And roasting is fine. Just be good at it and just get them. You know, it's okay to say something to them. It's not gonna, like, your world's not gonna be over because you roasted them. It's fine. Just find something funny and get on them. But just make sure it's funny though. Don't just say things that doesn't make sense. You know, she's beautiful. Don't call her ugly. You know, you got to have some good jokes to go with it. But it's okay. It's all fun. A roast is a roast, and just leave it at that.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Remy.
All right. Well, ooh, wow. Okay. So I had something to say, but with Miles' input, I have a little bit more to say now. So, Miles, I think it's extremely wonderful that you are a comedian and you found your God-given purpose out of pain. But I also feel like you took a situation and maybe that situation changed the trajectory of your life. Words hurt. You know what I mean? Like, words hurt everyone. You could have been a doctor or something, but you turned a painful situation into a career, and I love that for you. I will say this, though. Being as how the context of this is a dating show, as a woman who might not, because I didn't personally watch this, but as a woman who, let's say, didn't say anything negative about him, if I'm observing the man and you don't show some type of restraint, not saying that you shouldn't defend yourself, but these are strangers. You are on a public platform, and it makes me think, what do you have to lose outside of this? Maybe nothing at all if you're going that hard on a public platform. You see what I'm saying? And he's not a comedian. So, you know, I'm guessing. So this is not his professionalism to clap back in a professional setting. You just can't control your emotions. It's a wise man once said nothing at all. A lot of people talk mess to me in my profession and you get a smile because you don't have mind control over me. Nothing you say to me can shake me, honestly. Like, the biggest thing you'll get out of me is a grin. I can think all the negativity I want, but I know what I have to lose, so I'm going to control myself. And I feel like, yes, women cannot take it because a lot of the things is, oh, men are supposed to be hard. No, you're supposed to have your humility and integrity no matter what gender you are. So if men started clapping back, it would get so crazy. Because me, as a person who has a lot of male friends, the inner and intrusive thoughts that you guys can have sometimes are brutal, and the honest truths can sometimes come out to be very disrespectful. A lot of women won't be able to take it, but that's it.
Okay, Miles, if you want to respond real quick, go ahead, man.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, so like I wanted to do comedy when I was 2, actually, and that's really when it started. The roasting came at 4, but you know, it's funny. My ex, who died, We met.
Oh.
I met. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've missed her. Yeah, we were 23 at the time. I'm 33 now.
Okay.
She actually is funny. I met her through roasting. Actually, because she was taller than me, and so she roasted me, and she was like, "No, I don't do short. I don't do short guys." And I was like, "Well, I don't do tall trees." And I started getting on her, and we ended up dating until she passed away. So, but it was all in good fun. It was never like anything malicious. Everything she said, I totally agree with, though. I mean, it's most guys. I guess you got to hold back you're being mean to women, and when women go back at you. What I do for a living, like you said, it's a dating show, and they're strangers. I'm not an internet comic. I'm a stand-up comic. I actually speak to people every day, and I don't know them. So I see people all the time, and I'm telling you, I mean, women are the most meanest people. And I'm in New York, so mind you, women are really mean, and they don't care. They tell me to go shut up, get off the stage, fat boy. They've thrown stuff at me. They've done a lot. They spit on me. I've seen a lot. Trust me. I had knives pulled on me. Because I didn't said something they didn't like. Or they didn't like the joke, and I had to like roast them and hurt their feelings. And I mean, it sucks. It's a part of the job, but I mean, you got to have some kind of thick skin. Because like you said, I mean, it's a dating show. You just got to like take it with a grain of salt. I do believe that women are a little mean. They got to be a little more softer. And I think everybody should just be nice and just don't be mean. But it's just the world we live in, I guess. Unfortunately, it sucks, but just it is what it is.
Okay, that's valid. To give people more context of why we're asking the question, I'm going to play the segment of the young gentleman going back and forth to give people more context on why I'm asking if men started to give women the same back and forths or insults or roasts that these women give them. I personally believe that we would have a lot more viral clips of women getting their feelings hurt, because I know how bad men can get when it comes into these roasting spaces. And so I'm going to play the clip so people can get more context.
Like, elaborate on that, not my type. Is it more just like the aesthetic of him?
Yeah.
I feel like the handcuffs portray a certain image. Best accessory, bro.
If he say accessories, then let it be accessories.
Best accessory.
Yeah.
It's like it's not nothing you rock with.
No.
Okay, respectful. Let's come back down here.
I have a question.
What's up? What's your question? Come over here. Yo.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way or anything, but is your watch like rose gold on the bottom?
Gold?
Rose gold on the bottom.
No. When you wet a watch, it changes colors. Like over years. That's how that works.
How long have you had the watch?
Probably like 3 years, probably. I ain't gonna. That's a tag heuer. You can search it up if you want to search it up.
It should do that? No. Real watches do that?
It happens over time.
Oh.
I don't know if you wet the watch.
My shit don't turn, but okay.
But since we trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be funny.
I'm just asking the questions. Well, I was just saying. Could you smile real quick one more time? Oh, sure.
You smile.
I'm a smile. Love smiling.
Okay,
Love
what's
it.
wrong with the smile?
No, something's wrong with your chin, though.
My
your
chin?
Yeah, your chin is long. This
What's
shit.
wrong with my chin?
You like the scream mask. You know the scream mask?
Scream mask.
Yeah, like your chin mad long. Like, you give off like man vibe.
Give bitch vibes.
Fuck it. I'll be a bitch.
So
that's the part that didn't make sense to me.
Yep.
It never makes sense.
Her face was
'Cause,
kind of
like-
big, though. I'm not gonna lie though.
Like, it was back and forth banter, and it went from just going back and forth about aesthetics and what he had on to like flat out insulting him.
Yes.
That's what don't make sense to me. So no, I don't think women will be able to handle men giving the energy that we dish out to them, because when stuff don't go our way or we don't like something that we hear, we go that low to calling each other out of our names and all that kind of stuff, and it can go.
Oh, Alex got cooked. RIP my wifey. Hold on.
But nah, but yeah. But nah, I feel like the only reason why she said that because she ain't had no good clap back. That's all. When they don't have nothing else to say, they just go for the personal. That's all it is.
Alex, welcome back. You disconnected in the middle of your speech, but go ahead and
Like always. That's why I don't say nothing.
go ahead and finish your talk, baby, because you was making good points.
No, I forgot it. Bro.
You were saying so it was getting personal, and then he started to clap back, and then what happened? You forgot?
Yeah, I literally forgot.
Okay, it's all good. But to address the claims, he said that these two actually had multiple back and forths because there was a point where she was trying to like get on him, and they basically went back and forth for like the rest of this video. Her calling him a girl and him calling him her a man, and they just kept going back and forth with that. But because the host had to kind of step in, he was cooking her, and because he cooked her before this interaction, she kept trying to come back at it. And the thing was, he wasn't being disrespectful until he started getting disrespected, and he got her with the scream mask thing because it was like, dang, because they did a close up on it, everything. But just off of that interaction, if dudes started being more like him and start really clapping back and really start going, like, I feel like we would have a lot more clips of women being pissed off and coming at the dude for doing this. But you saw that girl through this whole Pop the Balloon episode. She was annoying through the whole episode. You know, she was making comments about people. She was not making sense. She was just annoying. She made the whole Pop the Balloon episode very annoying in general. But who else wanted to speak on if men started roasting and clapping back at the women, it would be a problem? Who? Go ahead, Monet.
So, as you can see with that the video, he said one thing and she tried to make it psychological almost. Because one of the ways that a lot of women will try to take down a man, because as I don't remember who said it, but somebody said women are emotional, which is very true. They think with their emotions. So, if I can't get you to emotionally act out of character, I'm going to attack your mind. That's what a lot of women try to do. So that's why she resorted to calling him out of his name, the B word specifically, because one of the ways a woman can get a man out of character or to shut him up for a better lack of a word is to talk about him, is to talk about his manhood and his masculinity, and to talk about his mind.
Yep.
Because if I start planting seeds of, oh, you acting like this because oh, you know, did your mom not love you as a child? Was your mom not there? Was your dad not there? Or did you have a girl that broke your heart that cheated on you and yada yada yada? If I start planting that seeds, I slowly start to win. I slowly start to get you not necessarily out of character almost, but to get you out of that mind space to where you can't roast me. Because a lot of people know when they're not going to win a battle. And she lost. She tried to come for him and she lost, which is why she resorted to calling him the B word. And then even when the host left him, her and the other tall chick was talking about him. I'm an avid lip reader, so I know what they were saying, but that's not the point. That's not what we talked about. But yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You got to teach me that.
Yeah, same here.
Reading lips ain't that hard. It's just science.
Yeah, I failed science, so you got to help me with lip service like that. Yeah, I can read a lot of things, but I can't read lips though.
Totally agree with Monet. Emasculate him, break him down. That is definitely what women go for. And she went for his income, just to input real quick. Like when you call and insinuate fake jewelry in this day and age, you barking up the wrong tree. That is,
which I don't think there's anything wrong with fake jewelry.
No, but you know, for him to, you know, I'm gonna buy the fake dupes all day, keep my money in the bank. But for a man, I think like it's emasculate, especially on a public platform.
Let her finish, please.
Especially like on a public platform to like come at him and say, "Oh, is it supposed to change color like that?" Like, you know, like they knew what they were doing. Like, you know what you're doing. Like that wasn't even necessary to really say. Like they weren't even on you. You came back. You were looking for something to attack him with because you felt inferior. You felt like you weren't his pick of the litter. And I'm just going off of what I'm observing. I didn't watch the entire episode, so sorry if it's out of context. But yeah.
No, you go ahead. It's fine. It's fine.
And my last point, insecurity will always be the checkmate. It would always be the last blow. If I can get you If I don't even have to know you. But if I can say one thing or say a couple of things, something that you probably thought of in the past, that insecurity gonna eat you alive. Insecurity is the hardest blow you can ever do to a person. It's disrespectful, and it's truly a mind game of its own.
Okay. So, Goddess and Smiley, let's finish it up so we can get the other 5 up so they can talk. They talk about it. So, finish up your thoughts.
Yeah, that's all I had to say. To combat what she said, I would have just said, get the diamond tested in. Let's just settle this right now. You get what I'm saying? The diamond tester end all what she's saying. If it's fake, it's fake. But the diamond tester will be the answer.
What about you, Goddess?
I just think it's nobody's business.
Addy, thank you for the $4.99. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Goddess.
So I think that a lot of men can be placed in a stereotype as being emotionally stronger. So I think like some women feel as if when they make these insults, for their perspective, it seems like it'll be less hurtful for the man, because a lot, like you were saying, like women are more in touch with their emotions, and they feel like men are emotionally stronger than some women. So I think oftentimes men can be viewed as less emotionally sensitive than women, which doesn't make it right that they make insults or belittling comments. I think that it's tacky when they do stuff like that, because like you were saying, I mean, how would they like it when they do that to the women? They would feel attacked or what have you, right? So I feel that it also is affecting their mental health in a way, because it's like, to me, it seems like they're trying to suppress their emotional expression and validity in men, because a lot of times society places the stigma of men have to hide their emotions and things like that. But I feel like it could lead to mental health concerns, and I feel like, yes, we can express ourselves, and there's a way to go about it, though. You don't have to attack someone or be condescending and belittling someone. There's a way to treat people. You have to be respectful, just like you would want a man to be respectful to you. So I feel like it goes respect goes both ways. But that's what I thought of that, is that they feel like, a lot of women feel like, I'm a woman, so I can say these little snippy comments and things like that, and it's going to be acceptable because the man shouldn't express himself back to me or things like that. So yeah, I don't like that, and I feel like it's, like I said, it's tasteless, and I haven't really seen this full episode, but just that little snippet, it was ridiculous. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Goddess. All right, J-Dot, Mr. Yankee, Chubbs Next Door. You guys are the last 3 on this subject, and then we'll move on to the next subject. So if you guys need a refresher, if men started clapping back at women the way that they get clapped at on these Pop the Balloons, do you feel like the women would be able to handle what the men would clap back at? Like what the men would throw at them if they could start slinging the same insults? So whoever wants to answer first, go ahead.
God bless everybody in this chat this beautiful evening. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a blessed week. We're almost over with.
Yes, sir.
To get back on the clapback. Yep. To get back on this clapback tip, man, my thing is this. We can take it back to when Danny was going tit for tat with Lady Smoke a lot on the last Pop the Balloon.
Right.
And then we can even go as far back as Braylon. As much as I don't want to talk about Braylon, but Braylon, yeah, he was trying to clap back too to a certain point. And
My boy, my big homie Short King, though, you already know he ain't down for the BS. So I agree with Miles saying. I definitely agree with what Smiley saying, and my girl Double M Monet. They all have valid points on the thing. And my mic drop situation is this. They always say if you want to apply pressure, man, you gotta give that same exact energy to the person that you're trying to reads with. In other words, if you give me that energy, I return it in kind. So the main thing about it is I try not to be that guy that try to go like full tilt guns blazing, because sometimes you gotta listen to what they're saying. And if they really doesn't have anything relevant to say, like currency, their words don't make me no money, or don't make me eat crap. So yeah, I can take the high ground, but my question is, when is the high ground the only ground you got to stand on when people is trying to knock you down from that said high ground? Sometimes you got you there's a difference between just going full out bold, and there's a simple reason of tact. If you have tact, the things that they say will be irrelevant. You'll just roll off your shoulders, and you shouldn't let nobody, nothing, let you get off your own circle. So I'm just gonna close it with that, because the main thing about it is just gotta know how to use that exact tact, where it's not being to the point of being dogmatic and disrespectful. Even though some women don't, like they say, like Alex said, some women go on emotion. Majority of women move on emotion. Sometimes you gotta know when, if you're going on, use that same energy of emotion to chop them down. You gotta also know when you gotta pull back, because certain things could either be said out of context, or you could have said it just being flat out being dogmatic and evil, and then other things can just go, it can spiral out of control.
Okay.
It can spiral out of control, and you just gotta know how your level of attack.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Shout out to Mr. Yankee. Also, Mr. Yankee, I want to give you a special thank you, because you have been a member on our channel for months now, and I like to say I appreciate that. I appreciate the support you've been giving us, because you have been rocking with us. So we appreciate you. We also appreciate Nitro. We appreciate Zeus. We appreciate Kit Kat. We appreciate everybody that's constantly here. Our regulars, the people that chill in chili mode. Shout out to the people that's watching the YouTube stream. We want to make sure that you guys know we are extremely grateful for the stuff you guys do on this channel. So
KiteZz, if I got the money, I'm here, man. I'm here. I got the partner. Got your partner.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
What's going on, Chubbs?
I'm good. I'm good. So to answer the question, yes, it would be World War III if men started responding to women the way women like talk about men. That's just a simple, like straightforward answer. And like growing up in Louisiana, it's like we grew up on cracking on each other and ribbing and stuff like that. So you gotta have tough skin down here. And I had posted this on Facebook. I was like, women are physically weaker than men. So their strongest weapon is their words, their mouth. Women can eat you alive when they talk about you. And just like Monet said, like they attack your appearance, they body shame you, they attack your sexuality. And it's like some men, they will respond. Now, some, gonna keep it chill like me, take the high road, and I ain't worried about that because I know you just reacting off emotions. Because if I do respond and flame you up, it's gonna look bad. Because I remember this one time in seventh grade, little shorty, she in there, I'm chilling trying to play Pokemon on my Game Boy, and
Yes,
she in there letting her friends hype her head up and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Because I've been big all my life. So, I don't trip about people calling me fat and stuff because I'm not. That's the go-to joke right there. Like, oh, boy, you fatty. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping off that. You letting your friends hype you up.
Right.
And when I finally do respond, I sent her running out the cafeteria at school. Now you crying in the principal's office, and it's like, well, hey, look, this what happened, Mister Such and Such. What I'm saying, I gave her grace, and she didn't take that. So now it's like when I do retaliate, you can't, so you can't go crying and stuff. You're like, oh, you didn't have to say that to her. You didn't have to do that. She was playing. It's like, no, because I told you to chill out. And
Right.
that's the thing where it's like, yeah, women definitely won't be able to handle that stuff. And it's like, some women are very conniving and evil because they will talk about you in a horrible way, and then when you do respond, they'll be like, you responding just like a female, just like a woman. I knew you was sassy. See, they'll try to trick you with that little, what I'm saying?
I feel
And
you.
it's
I feel
like,
you.
okay, I see what you doing. I see what you're doing, but I ain't gonna fall for it though. But yeah,
Right.
it's definitely like if me and D respond like without question, yeah, like it would be ugly out here.
Okay, for sure. I appreciate you, Chubbs. Gutsu, you're the last one on this subject, so we can move on to the next one. I don't know if you heard the topic. If you didn't, let me know so I can remind you.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, bro, and bro is spot on. Yes, sir. Because yeah, I mean, to add on what he was saying, yeah, it would be flat out war because you still have a lot of these, what I like to call simp rangers, that they were used, to band up with, what I mean, and to use at their disposal to attack you, and all the while allowing them to denigrate you, to demean you, to make you feel less than, to emasculate you and all that, and yeah, and will be that, and you will see a war, if a guy actually calls out, like, for example, if a guy actually calls out, think about it, if a guy calls out that the fact that they don't have their own independent mind,
Okay.
that they rely on the sisterhood and all that, which y'all also seen and called out. And I'm so glad you married couple called that out. When y'all start calling out certain things that I've been saying, I was like, man, that gave me so much joy. Y'all just don't know. Oh man. I was like, yes. They see it. Call that shit out. Call out, my bad. But yeah, but call out. Call out. Yeah. So, and yeah, man, and it's devastating. But thing is though, that's why I salute the guys that do, stand up and and check them. You know what I mean? And the whole not arguing with a woman thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with that, but then again, you gotta have that show of, your masculine frame, you know what I mean, by making a statement, you know what I mean, of what it is or what you will or will not put up with or deal with, and then just move it on from there. Call them out about themselves or what they're doing. They're evil. You can call out evil and leave it at that.
Okay,
But
so
but
I
God
got a
doesn't
question.
want you to.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Finish.
go ahead.
No, go finish, and I got a question.
No, I was. Yeah, I was going to say because God does not want you, the Lord Jesus does not want you to dwell within that, to allow yourself to be ensnared in that back and forth. And so therefore the Lord doesn't want you to be going back and forth on that level with women, because within that right there and that going back and forth, if you look at it, it's life force draining.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so my question, and actually, Chris, if you could raise your hand, I want to, because it's you guys are at an interesting. Chris, Poetical, both raise your hand, and I'm actually Gino. If you're here, raise your hand too, because I've listened to you guys each, and I feel like you guys interesting on this topic, and I haven't heard Geno's talk yet, but if Geno's here, raise your hand, gang. Because I want to ask this question because I'm sure each of you are going to give very intellectual answers, just different angles towards it if Geno's here. So, okay, Geno, can you hear me, man? Are you here? Does your mic work?
Yo.
We'll bring Poetic up here too, just for the fun of it, for the sake of it, right? Okay, so my question is to you gentlemen, right? Because you guys are each, I know I could bring Nitro up here, but I'd rather save Nitro for the last topic. So to this, because you guys each have given different perspectives on this, except for Geno, about how to interact with the ladies, right? Now my question is this, because you guys are all four different perspectives completely. When it comes to this, as a guy walking on these shows, like this gentleman on the screen right now, and you have that female interaction where the female says something like this or starts a discussion like this, what is the how do I put it? What is the best way to address this in which the character of the man is not in question at the end of this? What do you feel? How do you feel like is the best way?
Can you repeat that for me, bro? Because I had an interruption in my background.
No, you're fine. I said in a situation like this where we have this pop the balloon, how we have this guy, he came on here, he clapped back. Some people are like he shouldn't have did this. Some people are like he should have did this. If you as a man are in this stage or up on here and you guys are having this interaction with the disrespectful female who is trying to go for that viral clip, and you can see it and that banter is there, what is the appropriate response to this energy that has you leaving that scenario, that once it's all said and done, whether you argue or not, as a man, your manhood is not in question? What do you feel is the appropriate way of doing this? And anybody can start it off.
That's easy.
Go ahead, Chris.
That's easy. It's easy because, once again, confidence. Okay, if she's coming at me negative, I'm going to make it about me. I'm going to say, listen, you just missed a great opportunity with a man that's going to change your life. But I can see that you don't want your life changed, and just move on from that. That's the way you got to do it. Because you got to know your value as a man. And that's the problem. A lot of men don't know their value. So that's why they're going to clap back. So if I have $1 million and you're saying to me that you don't want my $1 million, why am I going to argue with you when I got the money? I'm going to move on to the person that wants the money, right?
Right. Okay. All right.
That's it.
Say it again.
Okay. Geno, how you feel?
He definitely right about that.
Okay.
You definitely gotta show your confidence. The way dude clapped back at her, it wasn't nothing wrong with it, but it's going to be seen as him like going at women and tearing down women and all that. But that's just him responding back to what he was given, like. And yeah, she called him the B word, but you see that he just ate it and just took it, and that's how he really should do it. Like, don't get emotional about it. Just take it.
Okay. Poetical. If Poetical's here. Okay, Poetical's not here, so we'll bring up Meech. And so it seems like you guys are all in agreement of the appropriate and J-Dot, I got you. I'll get you right after this, J-Dot. Oh, J-Dot's up here.
Oh, I got him already.
Okay. So you guys, seems like everybody's on the same wavelength of, rather than have that clap back with the girl, instead of going to that level and trying to have that engagement, rather than build yourself up and just go into more of making it like you tried to roast me, but now since you made it about me, let's really make it about me. And I'm going to show you what true charisma, true character, this is how a man carries themselves. This is true vibrato. I don't gotta clap back at you. I can just talk my talk and then we can go about it. It seems like everybody's in agreement on that's the appropriate way to do it, right? Unless somebody has another way.
Oh,
I'll say if
I
something's getting
didn't.
like that, and I'm in a okay, good. I was about to say real quick. I was about to say, man, hey, she's all that disrespectful, whatever. And she asking me, is this somebody you want to date? No, ma'am. Because she exhibits herself to not be a woman. Because a true woman will not comport herself like that at all whatsoever. I don't sense no elegance in this creature whatsoever. So, therefore, we shall move on to better pastures.
Talk your talk. Go ahead, Gino. Talk your talk.
Okay.
That's the
okay.
very respectful way to say it. But I basically say like she came at him.
Oh.
She is deserves everything that she's gonna be getting said to her. But don't come off in a way to make you seem like you're hurt in that what she said. Basically, you clap back.
No. It's just that she don't disrespectful women don't deserve your love or respect or attention.
Nah, see, that's you being seen as you can be seen as a B word if you don't clap back. That's one. Like his clapback is good, but if you do it in more of a respectful way, like I can't really say.
I get what you're trying to say, right? Because I get what you're saying. It can come off as a sign of weakness of like, oh, you back down essentially, right? Like, oh, she tested you, and you chose like the I'm falling back type of method. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I had stepped away. For a minute, but I mean that's what makes this a good question because I'm trying to find like the balance in between this because it's like if they're coming at you like that, you want to take the high road, but that's not the easiest thing to do when you're in front of people as somebody is coming at you like that. Like you're in a situation where this could turn into public embarrassment, right? So nobody wants to be that highlight where you're just there getting roasted or having somebody just come at you like that. But I guess if I was in a situation and trying to take the high road, I was just like, I'm just not gonna stoop to your level, so let's just move on. Like something real simple and just like let's keep it pushing.
Okay.
KiteZz?
Yes,
KiteZz?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I want to also say this: women like attention, and the reason why they're doing all this stuff because they're trying to get clicks onto their IG page. That's why they're doing all that. They know that if I say the certain things, I know that I'm going to get all these clicks and views, and I want you fellas to remember that women like attention. So if it means saying goofy stuff, they're going to do that just to get all that. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody? J Dot, did you have something you want to say?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, basically, I just think that there is a time where you do not have to say anything, and there's a time where you have to. Me personally, like when I was in middle school, specifically the girls, they would specifically talk smack about me, yada yada yada, all that crazy stuff, right? And there are times where I want to something, but it's like something like I just back down because but here's the thing. If us men knowing our real selves and we start talking, they will go straight at us. They will go straight on IG and all social media talking about oh kill all men, yada 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 and all that stuff. And it's just to me, I just see it as like a bunch of hypocrites because it's okay for the women to talk smack about us, but then once we start to open our mouths and talk smack about them, all hell breaks loose. So, and that's all I have to say.
Okay, and that's how old are you again, Jada? That's coming from. How old are you, if you don't mind?
I'm 15.
You see, that's the youth. That's the youth affected by it. You feel what I'm saying?
And on top of that, I've been as a follower of Christ, I've been working on my relationship with God, and I changed certain things about myself, and just learning about like I learned to not let others easily intimidate you.
Right.
If they say something bad to you, I just let it go. Like there's no need to, because like don't fight evil with evil.
Right.
Right.
With good. So yeah.
Talk your talk. I'm proud of you, gang. Hey, keep it up, man. I'm proud of you.
Good
That's what's
job.
up. It's the youth, bro, and that's why I say the flock talk. I'm glad that all you men up here got a chance to talk. And Nitro, you're gonna end it off so we can get to the next subject. And the next subject will be the last subject. So everybody better vote what type of subject y'all want to talk for this last subject so we can wrap this up. But I'm glad we got the different perspectives because you guys all are given a same way of maintaining the character over trying to get the victory over the clapback. And I feel like that's important because like J-Dot, as somebody who's 15, he's going to go through high school and all this is going to be in play in real time because we all know how high school was. Now, me in high school, I was a class clown, so I had to be a savage with it. I was hurting people's feelings, and as I got to an adult, I'm like, dang, bro, I really said this to this shorty. Like, I really said this to this girl because she made fun of my shoes or something. And it's like, dang, like I could have really hurt that girl mentally. You feel me? Or I really said this to this dude because he was beefing with me. It's like, dang, bro, like I could have really did some damage to this kid mentally. You feel me? But when they're on these pop the balloon stages and you're watching and it's like these people are in the hot seat. It's very different when you're in the hot seat, right? Because in the hot seat, it's spotlight on you. This person just cracked this joke. Now everybody's looking at you like, how are you going to respond? And so I'm proud to see that there's so many men in the flock community that see the approach of it's not about getting the victory in the insult battle, the argument war. Let's build some character up. Let's show some class and move up. So I appreciate all the men up here. Nitro, if you got anything to say on the topic before we move on.
I actually do. And it's just to touch on what everyone has already said, right? You got to maintain your character when some of these women are trying to trick you about your spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we were brought up, those who don't listen must feel, right? So when someone's provoking you, right? Yes, you are not that type of person to push back, but sometimes you got to give a little pushback depending on this person just to let them know about themselves a little bit. Respectfully, you're not yelling at them or anything like that. Because what if they do get with a guy with that type of mouth and that guy is not a kind guy like myself, and I can only speak about myself being a kind person.
Right.
But that guy might be a different type of dude that's been in and out of jail or whatever, domestic abuse, yada yada yada. Right? She can be opening that mouth to him and in that type of attitude, and now it's the domestic dispute, cops are called and all of that, right? So sometimes you got to show that little bit of tough love in the sense of trying to teach her, look, like she can't just do that to everybody. Right? So it's not me doing it from a cruel place because I know where I stand, but if she's poking, the next dude that she talks to might not be as kind. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So do a service, let them feel a bit of pain and learn from that bit of pain. Right? And everything is a case by case, right? Because you're still trying to be a gentleman as a man, but at the same time, it's like yo, does she really think this way? So now I got to teach her, right? And of course, it's not my responsibility to teach anybody, but if things are going a certain way, I'll take that responsibility if I must.
Okay. Shout out to Nitro, man. I appreciate you, gang. You always say something wise. All right, y'all. Final subject of the night. So if you guys have a topic that you guys would like to bring up for the final topic, let's do it. Everybody who has a topic in mind, raise your hand. And this time, because I actually have to use the bathroom real fast, Alex will pick somebody randomly and we will talk about that topic. So, Alex, do your thing.
That's it. It's only 3 hands. Okay. Stepper.
Yes.
What is your topic?
All right. So the topic I want to talk about is the new episode 34 on the balloon that Arlette dropped. That's the topic I want to talk about.
Is there a specific contestant?
Oh, I think it was the third contestant where like all the single men popped on delay because of her deep voice. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's the topic I want to talk about. That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all down for that? Let me see. I'll bring everybody in. 1 second. I mean, really bad, so I'm trying to let. Yeah, it's like real bad. 1 second. One second.
I'm new to this. When it lags, does our audio lag as well, or is just how does that work?
No, it's just me on my end. If it lags for you, sometimes the audio will lag. But just give it a couple seconds and then it'll like put you back in real time audio. But it's lagging real bad for me. So I could be talking right now and y'all probably can't even hear half of the stuff I'm saying.
I can hear you perfectly fine. If that helps or not.
Okay, cool. Is my screen acting stupid? 1 second. Okay, so the topic is contestant number 3 from Pop the Balloon 34 of today.
Okay. Contestant number 3. You talking about Uchi?
Yes.
All right. Are you just talking about her in general?
Single lady.
Or did
So, Stepper, is there a specific like question that you had, or would you want to know if people would?
Hold on, I'm about to show the clip.
Oh no, I mean,
I'm gonna show the clip and then we'll let you guys start the conversation. So here's contestant number 3 of today's Pop the Balloon.
Hey. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Uche.
Uche, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay. And Uche, what do you do?
I'm doing my master's in health information technology. I'm also a program coordinator for a health IT company.
Okay, and Uche, what do you like to do for fun?
Kind of like a little bit of everything. Honestly, I feel like with fun, it depends on like what you're doing and who you're doing it with.
Right.
So I can really make anything fun. But
Okay.
just to like give an answer, I like traveling and trying out new restaurants. Yeah, I'm a foodie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before people say anything ignorant, one, that is a female, that is a woman. She just has a deeper voice. That's really it. If you guys watched our reaction, we did touch on it. We showed some actors that have similar voices. Plus, she is also Nigerian. But let's hear what did you guys want to talk about with this individual? Let's hear it.
Anybody can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can go first. You can go.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So when she came out, obviously, for the lineup, her voice did catch everybody off guard because she does have a deeper voice, and I did watch the reaction, and I had the same like thoughts as y'all. Like I know a lot of people probably gonna be in the comments trying to insinuate that and I'm like, that's just immature, childish like thinking right there. Because honestly, me personally, if I was in the lineup, I wouldn't have popped my balloon. Because, like my boy Danny said in that last episode, she was dripping Hershey's chocolate all over the room. But yeah, I wasn't really too bothered by her voice, honestly. Like, because I know like women in real life who got deep voices. I've dated a woman with a deep voice before, so that's why it really didn't bother me that much. But yeah, I kind of feel I definitely feel like some of the dudes were very, kind of immature when they did pop the balloon, especially that last dude at the end who turned around laughing and stuff. And I'm like, bro, really? Like you ain't never just like heard a woman talk that deep before, And it really, I know some of them felt like, it's like kind of the first dude said like, "Damn, your voice deeper than mine." You know what I'm saying? They kind of bothered by like, I guess like a masculinity issue or some stuff. But yeah, I just feel like it wasn't even that serious. Cause oh yeah, matter of fact, real quick, Mister Indecisive, she liked it him. You can tell because I can tell when she got to him. She was like, I'm not trying to convince nobody to get their balloon bag. And I knew right then she would have picked him because she was like, oh, yeah, he's real handsome and nice, clean cut. And it's like, you popped your balloon on her and you ended up not getting picked at the end. She was going to pick you.
Right.
And that's really it, though.
Okay. Who else has something to say about this young lady that came up there? I'm gonna bring everybody up since it's a fast final subject. Just stay muted when you're not talking, and then just unmute when when the opportunity to speak is your turn. Miles, it seems like you're about to say something, so go ahead, Miles.
Oh wow, my mic really wow. You heard that? Okay. Oops. I got to work on muting that. Yeah, I'm learning. So I'm still learning this device. But man, a great show. Uche. Yeah. I guess it's pronounced the same way. Beautiful lady. My favorite poet is Maya Angelou. So who am I to talk about someone's deep voice when Maya Angelou is my favorite poet? So yeah, it didn't bother me at all. We're grown. We're grown-ups. Definitely it can catch people off guard. When I was a kid, I never wanted to have a woman with a deep voice because my whole life it's always softer voices, which is really funny. I bet you she can sing and her voice is probably really soft because most girls that have deep voices have softer voices when they sing, and the people who have like screechy voices have deeper voices when they sing, like Michelet. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little it's weird how that works, but I think the guy at the end was laughing more so not at her. He was laughing because of the sound wave of the balloons popping. She arguably had the fastest pop on Arlette's show. I think that rip was something different. It almost sounded like one loud pop versus a ba 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 ba. But it was fast. It was very fast, and I think that's why he was laughing more so because of the sound. Because I would have laughed too because of the sound, not because of her though, just because of the that make anybody laugh. I don't care who you are. But yeah, man, I think those guys are very immature with the voice though. You can't control that. But then we can't control height, we can't control certain things, and it's unfortunate. But I think they missed out on a good one. I think she seemed like she was a really good lady, and I think they missed out on a good opportunity to find a good, strong woman who really is going to be loyal to the soil.
Okay. Anybody else?
Question. Who the hell wants a strong woman?
What?
Me personally, I just feel like
Okay, let's go, Chris. Chris, go first.
Well, I'd
Question:
love to answer that.
If the tables were reversed and a man came out with a very high feminine voice, would the women do the same thing? Would they give that man a benefit of the doubt? If he came out talking like, "Hey, what's up?" If he came out like that, will the women do the same thing?
I think there was a Pop the Balloon where a guy had he had a very like high, soft-spoken voice. It was like in the very early stages of Pop the Balloon.
Season 3.
Yeah, it was like
And everyone,
yeah,
on them
but
did.
I think he ended up actually getting a match, which is the ironic part. I'm
thinking of the other guy.
Monet said it was David. I think the guy ended up getting a match, which is ironic. He didn't get one. Okay. But I feel like it's a case by case thing, because we can say
it depends on the woman.
Yeah, we could say that, and it also depends on the men. Because there's times where, like we can use Terrence for example, right? Terrence was on every episode, like he was on multiple episodes, and women were constantly rejecting Terrence. But then when you put in a scenario and you put out to the world, say, hey, if you would actually like a guy like Terrence, come up here, and he had multiple people that wanted to be with Terrence. So I feel like it's just like, it's hard to tell if a high-pitched voice guy would have the same reaction as her in every scenario, because I'm sure now there's dudes in her DM who want that. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think there's a way to like really know. I don't think it would be fair, because the high-pitched guy, I think he got rejected by some women, but he also didn't match with women because he rejected them though. It was a different thing versus she got rejected completely. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you can go ahead and finish your point.
No, I was just curious, just on that, because when it comes to voice, we look at, to me, I like feminine voices, and that wouldn't sit well with me. That's just my personal thing. It wouldn't sit well. That's all.
Okay. Anybody else?
I can say something.
Yeah, I'm with dude, man. What he said. I need a feminine voice. A feminine voice is soothing. That will relax you when you come home from work and all that. Like you don't want to come home to something that sounds like y'all about to charge into battle. Let's go. Yeah, I don't wake up to no voice like that, no sir. So, and the things that we can't control, yeah, I mean it's fitting. Yeah, for her to be disqualified because of how as you guys already know, we talked about many a man has been disqualified for less. So
okay, Goddess, go ahead.
Yeah, so okay, so initially, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a trans woman. Like, no shade or anything, but the voice, like initially when I heard her, I thought it was a trans woman at first. That's what my mind connected to. But after listening to her talk to the guys, obviously my initial assumption changed, and I felt like she was very confident, and I liked how she presented herself, and she was actually one of the few women that to me dressed more appropriately in a sense, because there was a few women who had very short dresses or short clothes on, but I thought there's nothing wrong with men having the preference of a woman's voice being a bit softer, things like that, and then vice versa. A lot of women prefer men who have a deeper voice, So there's nothing wrong with having the preference, but I did wish that they would have gave her a chance still, instead of popping so soon. But yeah, I liked her confidence a lot. I can tell that she's used to that type of, reception from people, but it's not letting her, it's not dimming her down or anything. So that's what I thought about it.
Okay. Nacho, you up?
So, her voice definitely caught me off guard. I'm not even going to front. I'm not used to hearing a woman with that deep of a voice. So it caught me off guard. I don't know if I was on the show, if I would have popped or not, just based off of the voice. But as she spoke, as she was going through her segment, it's like one of those voices that kind of warmed up to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So because again, it caught me off guard completely. But she was dressed really well, and I can't control if I'm caught off guard by something or not, to something I've never kind of heard before from a certain type of person, possibly, right? But if we were in a setting of like just a get together and she was there and she was talking, I'd probably be vibing out with her, possibly, depending on if we had common interest or not. But in real time, pop the balloon, I'd probably might have popped. I don't know. I'm like on the 50-50 fence about that. Because now I was thinking about her waking up in the morning and then and getting sick and then how that voice sounds. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm being very ignorant on it. But as I heard her speak and go through the lineup, it warmed up to me and it started sounding more feminine. Just again, because I was caught off guard at the beginning. So.
Right. Okay, that's fair. Who's next?
Also, can I say something too, brother, real quick? Also, too, that I forgot to mention. A lot of times too, when women engage in behavior patterns and mannerisms where they try to exude this skewed sense of masculinity, which turns their nature into more of a chimera in a sense, and they do a whole bunch of yelling and all that stuff. Yeah, which all that strengthens all that in their throat, thus brings them to having that raspy Tiffany Haddish voice and all that. Yeah, so that's all.
Yeah, I think in her case with her voice, she did later on point out that she was a Nigerian native, like she was Nigerian, and so as I was listening to her talk through her thing, when that Niger accent started kicking in, as she started to pronounce certain words, the feminine qualities of her voice were shining through, and that's why I was like, oh, okay, like there's factors that are playing into this voice. A lot of people know, my growing up out here in Cali, my mom was a hairstylist, so I was around women 90% of my life. Too much that I care for, but that's it. I have all sisters, by the way. I have a brother, but he don't live with me. But so I've heard plenty of women with this type of voice, and it was funny to me because I was telling Alex but while we were recording, I was telling her after, and I was like, it's really funny because this girl's voice, majority of the women that I've met that had these raspy, deeper, darker voices end up being some of the most feminine behaving women that you would ever see. And it's ironic because the voice will get them labeled as masculine or whatever, but their characteristics and their traits and how they behave is like completely opposite. So it's kind of like you drew the perfect female card, but you got a randomized voice and you didn't get to pick it. But then we were saying in the video, I would like to hear her speak in her native tongue, because English, how we pronounce things in English, what our tone and how we speak in English can be very different from when they speak in their natural tongue. Like for instance, when you hear a Latin person, when they're speaking English, it's very low. They talk like this. But then when you hear a big burly man speak in Spanish, they have higher pitches, their pronunciation's a lot higher, more enthusiastic. You get me? So it's like English does have a habit of making our words sound very I'm trying to think of the word. I'm having a brain, but that's all I'm saying. Like,
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. And I feel like if I was in this scenario and I wasn't married and I was in a scenario, because of how many women I've grown up with being like this, I wouldn't have popped to the voice, because I understand that it's just the tone of how people speak. She didn't give me any type of masculine energy to it. Especially when I start to hear her laugh and when I start to hear her get more excited in the conversation, you started to hear that. You started to hear that femininity in the voice. But you know, to each his own. But Alex, if you got something to say on it, go ahead before everybody else.
No, I agree completely with everything you said. Like, we had this conversation earlier. Yeah, it was like initially it threw me off guard, but like as she talked more and more, I warmed up to her voice, and I'm like, her voice is not a big deal like that for real. But you know, and like I said in the video, people are gonna take this out of context. They're gonna make fun of her. They're gonna berate her. They're gonna belittle her. They're gonna disrespect her, because this is not what people normally hear as common from women. And it's just like, at the end of the day, she's still a woman. She's still in her feminine, whether you want to label it as opposite or not. She's still in her feminine. It just don't sound feminine to you.
Right. But who else was gonna speak?
That's
me. Oh, can I speak?
I want to. Okay, go ahead.
Personally, I just feel like the men who popped on her did not like want to like what you call it, disrespect or anything. So they basically like say the same answer, like have kind of nicest. I don't know, you know. They just didn't want to like like make fun of disrespect or anything. So like they all just like say the same answer
Right.
with like no type of disrespect, you know. So yeah.
Okay. All right, Particle, go ahead. Thank you, Stepper.
No problem.
Well, first off, I mean, on initially hearing her voice, yeah, it did kind of, she had a deep voice. It did kind of throw things off, especially when you go off of the fact that the other women before her were kind of bubbly, goofy. They were kind of like feminine and playful, whatever. And then you hear her voice, and it's like it's a little bit of a curveball. Now, for me, because I'm Belizean, so I'm used to hearing with women, especially women in my family. I'm used to hearing them with an accent. So like, it didn't take me that long to adapt to her voice. I didn't think it was that bad. It was different, but it wasn't that bad. And I'm hearing her pronounce certain stuff in her African accent, and for me, it's like it's not that hard or difficult for me to hear her, understand her, or anything like that. So like, I get why the guys pop their balloon. If I was in that situation, would I pop the balloon on her? No, she's an attractive woman. She's dripping chocolate everywhere. She's attractive. Like, her voice did not bother me as much as it would, clearly the other guys. But I think also with her having the African accent, when you throw that in there, like, it might be difficult for some guys who are not used to hearing women with accent, and then plus on top of that she has a deeper voice. It might just be totally hard for them to comprehend, versus somebody like myself, like I said, because I'm Belizean, I'm used to hearing women talk with like a Creole or Patois or some type of accent. I'm used to it. I've been around people, not just women, just people in general who talk non-English speaking people. So like, when I hear people that talk with an accent, it's not that hard for me to dissect it. So I can process it probably a lot better than most. So it didn't bother me. She's attractive, and she seemed cool. So that's all I want to say about that.
Gino, go ahead, man. All right,
Let me
Monet.
address this blasphemy first.
What is the blasphemy?
I am originally from New York. I am not from Atlanta. I do not claim this place.
Oh, I'm from Cali. That's not my fight. I don't
Now,
care. My state better than all y'all's. So y'all fight, y'all fight.
me and Nitro and Driven watched it earlier, and I was very surprised by her voice. And me living in Atlanta, there's a lot of trans women that sound like this, so I was confused.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I did think it, but the more she talked, the more you could hear her accent and everything, and it came together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I would have popped on her because of outfit too, because it didn't look right to me.
The outfit didn't look right to you?
No.
I think it's like a one piece.
It looked like a couch cover.
Let me see if I can get a full body shot. Okay, but that's fair. That's valid. All right.
Yeah, she beautiful, but yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Next person. Monet, El Dragon, J Dot, whoever wants to speak. Smiley, don't matter.
I'm gonna go. She I don't like how she didn't get like an opportunity to like pop on people and or get to know people. I know her voice was definitely it definitely was a factor. Like she's Nigerian. That's common with us people, but folks don't understand that. But I don't know, somebody had brought it up if the roles were like reversed or anything like that. And I'm not ashamed. If a man walked out or a man approached me and he had a voice that was of my pitch or higher, respectfully, I can't talk to him.
Okay.
And that's just a preference of mine. Like, I'm not necessarily saying he gotta have a deep baritone voice like Idris Elba or like whatever deep speaking male I can't think of right now, but like to talk to somebody who has a pitch of mine and or higher, I'm not doing it. It's a preference. Okay. He could be a wonderful man, a wonderful person and all that, but at the end of the day, I think for them, I'm just assuming, because I don't know these people, I'm just assuming that it probably was just a preference, and it's okay to have your preferences as long as you're not disrespectful with it. So yeah, that's my little nugget for y'all.
Okay, valid.
Yeah, I agree, Monet. Thank you.
Yeah, good point, Monet. And the other thing that a lot of people don't really put into account, like the scenarios too. Like, I don't think when she around the house, she gonna be sounding like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I don't put that in account like every day, day to day. Like, I think she only doing that because like she trying to put her best impression out there. But a lot of people don't think like that though, and that's sad. That a whole bunch of men is popping on them because of their voice, but yet y'all got a problem with with women popping on y'all because y'all too short. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, we got to put things in scenarios. That's all. We got to make sense of everything. Because she not going to be sounding like that around the house at all. Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair point. Did anybody not? Oh, J Dot, go ahead, man.
So basically, I just think that me personally, I don't have a problem with her just by the tone of her voice. And I guess you guys said that because she was from Nigeria, or
yeah, she was Nigerian.
Yeah, so really, I don't have a problem with her. Okay. Okay. So I don't have a problem with her voice because I know it also depends on like where you come from. Like a specific country can also like change, like, you know, determine the type of tone you'll have. Um, but I just think there was no need to pop on her. Uh, I would like me personally, I would have taken her. I don't care if her voice is deeper than mine. I really don't care. But I know a lot of us are guilty of like, oh, there are times where I have assumed that this person was transgender based off of the tone of their voice. Um, and it sometimes leads to like them to us judging them. I just think we should like be smart about it and give people grace and get to know them more, and then we'll start to have a better understanding of them. So, yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's valid. Anybody else? Everybody got what they needed to say out? Everybody good? Everybody straight?
Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, man, this has been an amazing show. I'm glad I, caught it. The lady, her voice was deep. I'm with everybody else on their opinions about it. I mean, everybody was spot on. I kind of want to ask people, do you guys think just maybe it was the combination of her voice and the skin tone? Because I've seen a lot of women who also got deep voices in Brooklyn and the Bronx, and I've always seen it with lighter skinned ladies with deeper voices, and they get in the past like it ain't no problem. I always want to know, is it a skin color thing, as well with it, and they're just not saying it, or was it just the voice alone and they just left it at that?
That is actually a good question, because I have seen lighter complexion women with like smaller frames that have had deep voices like this, but they always got a man. So it's like maybe her appearance did play a part into it. Because if I say
we had a pop the balloon where it was, we had a pop the balloon where there was, but it was from not or less. It was a different pop the balloon where it was a shorter build woman, light skin, and she had a deep voice. Yeah. But everybody found it attractive.
Caleb,
and she sings.
I don't think it's necessarily a colorist thing.
You don't think it was a colorist thing?
Nah, hecky no. I think it's just most likely like they just was kind of caught off guard. Like I think what a lot of people try to use this colorist thing, they try to use it out of like context when it don't really have nothing to do with the situation. Like that's like, they kind of use the racism and the colorism thing when it don't have nothing to do with like the main subject to try to validate their point.
You gotta, that's a double-edged sword, because colorism, I don't know why people think that colorism doesn't play a factor in these decisions, because colorism is just discrimination based off of the shade of somebody's skin. So for instance, if you say something like, oh, I only date light-skinned women are the most beautiful thing ever, I can't get with a dark-skinned woman, well, guess what? That is still a form of discrimination, because now you're saying that if it comes into a conversation of me going to date a potential partner, there's already a group of individuals who are not going to be given their fair shot because of that. So that in turn, that's discrimination. That in turn is colorism. The problem is people try to separate preference and say that just because it's a preference, it doesn't mean it applies to it. Like for instance, saying I only date black women, that is still racism. You're not, meaning that you're actively discriminating against other races. Yes, it's your preference, and it's justifiable through your preference, but it's still racism. You get me?
Yeah, I understand, and that's a valid point. But the reason why they didn't pop on her, they didn't say, "Oh, I popped on you because you're a dark-skinned black woman." They said they popped on her because of her voice. Now, if they, because we had a lot of people that popped on people because of their skin tone, and they said that was the reason why they popped on them.
But
You know, I think they'll be more honest.
you're missing his statement. You're not addressing his statement. He asked, would it have been
Yeah,
a
there's an
factor?
elephant in the room right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you completely, I get what you're saying, but you missed completely the point he was asking was, if this would have been on a girl with a lighter skin complexion with that same voice, would she have got the same results? And we pointed out there are pop the balloons where there were light-skinned ladies who had deep, raspy voices, and people said it was attractive. So that's why he's asking that.
Oh
well, I'll give you an analogy right now. If you want, I'll give you an analogy. I don't know how old you are, but there was a show years ago called Different World, and there was a character by the name of Whitley. Now, Whitley was like, "Hello, Dwayne," and all this other, but in real life, Jasmine Guy's voice is very deep, and she's very light-skinned, and she was a very successful actress who was one of the top in the 80s and early 90s because she was a Redbone. You see, so there's, and back then, if she was dark-skinned and had that same voice, she wouldn't have got a job. She wouldn't even
I
been
couldn't
close
stand
to
her.
being on
I couldn't
TV.
stand her voice, bro.
Yeah, but it did wonders for that show. It made it to 6 seasons, and she ended up being the star of the show. So she must did something right, or was it because she was light skinned?
Hey, y'all check out a married couple and all y'all check out True Blood because she's in there too as well. But she plays a older witch.
True Blood?
Oh no, I'm not watching that. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, me neither.
What is
Sorry, bro.
No, don't hold him. Don't hold him.
You lost
like
me
that.
at witch.
No, don't hold him because you gotta get context. You gotta get context of the show. What is the context of the show, Guts? More context.
True Blood. Oh man, damn it. That's like, I think, based off of like Louisiana, and dude, like they got the witchcraft in there is on 10. They got vampires, werewolves. They got different power levels and all that stuff. And
so it's like a fantasy.
and
Fantasy
they
show.
also.
Okay.
Bro, it's the reason why I'm not going to certain places, man, where they be having all that deep witchcraft. Amen.
All right. Got you. All right, True Bloods. Take that as you will. But Miles, go ahead. Finish your statement.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, but that was definitely though something that I truly believe. I think it was a combination. You could clearly see there was a lot of matches with brown skin, mulatto skin, pina colada skin, almond skin. It was a lot of matches, and I believe if she looked like one of them girls with the same voice, she would have got away with it. Would have been no pops at all. It would have been slightly, maybe a couple pops here and there for her preference because she didn't like people who snore and stuff like that. But other than that, just off initial attraction, she would have been okay. I think the combination of her being very dark skinned, mind you, and with the voice, it was like, oh man, I just, I can't do it. But I'm interested to see what the other people think about that though. Was there a color scheme there, and what do y'all think?
Nah, I do think. I think that you're right. Right. That people act like that the colorism thing doesn't go on, and it does. Like it's been going on, and a lot of the times there are women who get what you can call a light skin pass, and they get attention. They get guys that go towards them simply because they're of lighter complexion, and with that, they're given more leeway to have things, maybe not likable characteristics, but a lot of men will still let that pass. But if it's a darker skin woman with some of the same issues or some of the same bad characteristics, they're not going to go for it. It's been going on for years, and it still goes on. So I do understand where he's coming from, and I do think like if she was lighter complected with that same voice, I don't think they would have popped it as quickly. They might have still been thrown off, but they would have probably waited for more other things for her to say other stuff, gather more information, and then would have popped their balloon. And that's what I truly believe.
I would say, bro, it's not really like necessarily a color issue like that when it comes to accepting a woman, with a deep voice and everything. It's being deep masculine voice and all that stuff. But a lot of guys, associate the whole dark skin as like, okay, being like of the most skew masculine and just and rage filled and all that shit. So, but the thing is, though, they fail to realize, there's there's a lot of also of treacherous light skinned women too as well, and some of them too be having you see the whole Mario mustache too they be having, and and so yeah, so light skinned girls they ain't all perfect. Hey, I would take me a nice old good old yes sir, some brown, some that melanin, yes sir.
I think one thing
That's true.
one thing all these reactions have taught me, black culture colorism is in 90% of our conversations, whether we don't even realize it. And it's one thing that it's funny because I'll hear so many people deny that colorism plays a factor in black culture, but then there's so many prime examples of it and we don't even know it. And so, like, for instance, there was a guy on one of the Pop the Balloons reacted to. He popped on every chick, right? And he was like, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful." And he finally got to the last chick who really wanted him. He popped on her. They were like, "Why?" He's like, "I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I only date dark-skinned women. I don't date brown. I don't date light. I don't date other races. I only date dark-skinned women." And I'm like, that's his preference. But now you just said that in the dating field, if there was only one dark-skinned girl on this panel, she's the only one who even has a shot. Everybody else, it was rejection before even speaking. That's discrimination. You're not giving fair shot to these women. And that's why I'm saying colorism is something that is very, very prevalent in our culture, and we just don't even know it. And we're so used to it that we don't have a problem. Look at social media in general. We had a whole era of memes making fun of light-skinned men or light skins, talking about like, oh, even when they play basketball zesty. They walk upstairs zesty. They do all this. And then for dark-skinned men, it was everything that the dark-skinned men did. It was, aggressive and all that other stuff. Hold on, let me reset my thing. I might be glitching out real quick. Hold on. All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Am I still?
Yes.
Am I still choppy?
Yes.
Yes, I'm still choppy.
Okay.
Okay. No, I mean, and a lot of guys too. A lot of black men will say such things like, "Okay, I only want to deal."
Dang, what happened?
Discord's getting cooked.
May he rest in
Discord
peace.
is getting fried right now.
Hold on real quick. Hold on, y'all. Discord is getting brutalized right now. Shout out to my wallpaper, man. To my wallpaper.
And over you. You know what I mean? They got a long checklist for you. They got a long checklist for you, the black man, of what you got to be and what you got to do. But then again, a year later, you see the same black women with a whole Joe Dirt.
Okay.
I think Discord getting cooked. Hey man,
Yeah, it is.
That's probably where this flock talk gonna have to end. Unfortunately, Discord is smoking everybody. But
Oh man, that is terrible.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can y'all even hear me right now?
Oh, I hear you perfectly fine.
I had
We
to-
can hear you properly, bro.
Okay, I had to completely close my Discord and just But
Same.
Got
that dial-up internet over there or something. I don't know.
Shoot, I wish.
I don't even think so.
If I did have that dollar internet, it would justify it why it has so many problems. But the fact I'm paying too much money for this and it's having problems, I gotta go fight somebody tomorrow. But Yeah. Yeah, everybody's getting cooked. Maybe Discord, it's time for them to do like a mass update, whatever. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the Flock Talk. I appreciate everybody and their time and everything that's coming out. Hopefully, we can start doing more conversations and stuff. The Flock Talks are good. I do enjoy the Flock Talks. I want to start creating other types of ideas and platforms to start happening on this channel, but give me time to put these ideas and stuff and get them together. I thank everybody in the YouTube. I want to shout out to everybody that was donating and shout out to Zeus Titan, shout out to Nitro Marvelous, shout out to Abby, shout out to Miss Price for the $5. Shout out to all you guys for all the support. But I see black people on the screen. I feel it. So we can wrap this up. I'm going to end the Flock Talk. If you guys still want to have this discussion, you guys can go to chili mode inside the Discord, continue the conversation there. Shout out to everybody on YouTube.
Keep it respectful.
Much love to you guys. Everybody be safe. Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Yeah. Thank you, y'all.
I love
Good
y'all,
night.
man.
Right.